our love in this world. And that's just who we are. Magnificent practical Christianity, that there's really only one thing. Everything emanates from this spiritual source, this powerful presence we call God. And so what that means is that you guys are made of that spiritual source and resource. God simply, as Father Richard Rohr says, loved you so much that he became you. So Unity has really magnificent principles, and I have set forth kind of a saying that I want you to say after me, please. There's only one thing. It may look like more than one thing. It may feel like more than one thing, but it's only one thing. Expressing as you, expressing as me, and everything we see. All right, so we also have a Unity blessing I'd like you to join me in. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you just the way you are, and who and what you are becoming. All right, so I need to explain that. You see the red letters? Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You know, if you have a red letter Bible, the red letters are Jesus speaking, you know. But so she used red letters because I said, and who and what you are becoming last week in my talk. And so Barbara said, what do you think of adding that to a Unity blessing? And I thought, sounds pretty good to me. It does. So what we do is we love you and we appreciate you and we bless you just the way you are, and also you're greater yet to be, essentially, who you are becoming. You know, what we do is we come to a space like this so that we can transform into our greater yet to be. I mean, there's something more out there for us as us, and we move into it, we step into it. And we know we can do it by our thinking, our feelings, our beliefs, and then our actions. So, yeah, welcome you guys. This is a really special place, and I'm really happy to see all of you new people. Carol, did I miss you? Carol, where are you from? Oh, fantastic. Well, you know, I love that your home is not just in one space, it's anywhere you are. Good. This is your home too, so good. Thank you. All right, you guys, so let's step into prayer. That's usually the way we start things, and we're... Yes. Yes. Oh, sorry, we have a statement of faith too. No red letters in this statement of faith. You ready, you guys? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God the good, omnipotence, and I am one with that presence and power. How could I forget that? Yeah. That's sort of what I was talking about, though, you know. But let's put that in prayer. How about that? So let's just take a deep breath and release it. And let the vibration of that gong just fill you up. Feel that flowing through you. Take another deep breath and sink into your seats. Know that God is present right here, right now, in this very space. God, Spirit, in, around, and through this very room, you and me, and everything we see right here, God expressing as each and every one of us. And what we know is that when God is present, we generally feel love. And so what I want you to do is summon up that feeling of love right now. That's the presence of God, love. So we know that we're here on high purpose. It's a beautiful Sunday, it's a beautiful day, and we get an opportunity to practice the principles that make our lives better, richer, more true, more beautiful. And we do that with each other, which creates a stronger bond not only between us, but with the community and with the all that is. We're absolutely grateful to be here together. We're grateful to be able to do these things that we do. And so it's with this that I allow you to understand that it's time to turn off your cell phones. Thank you. God says hi. Yes, we have this amazing way of being grateful in life. It allows us to be grateful for our board of trustees, the people that come into this very space, our musicians that bring this beautiful spirituality, and our prayer chaplains that hold the light for each and every one of us. We're so grateful for it. We move into this gratitude because it's the space where we absolutely feel the gifts from God. I release these words into the law of mind, knowing they're already done. Please join me by saying, and so it is. Amen. All right, you guys. So we're going to do what's known as a 3-minute question, and I think it's more of a 3-minute answer, probably a 4-minute answer. We'll see, depending upon how long the question is. Let's see here. This caught my eye because it's pink, you guys, so you know who I am. If you want to catch my eye, write something on it, put a fancy color in there, put some glitter on it, whatever, Yeah, I'm that deep. Yeah. So let's see here. This is about Ash Wednesday. You guys do know we're having an Ash Wednesday coming up on, what is it, the 18th? The 18th of February. Ash Wednesday has always been an issue for me because it focused on my being separated from God, because I inherited that original sin from Adam and Eve's disobedience in the Garden of Eden. That's from Genesis 3:19. God supposedly said, after telling us how hard life would now be, that we'd also have to die as punishment, that dust thou art, and unto dust thou shall return. Being told you are dust seems so demeaning, valueless, and something undesirable. And those are the words used at the Ash Wednesdays of my childhood, and they're haunting me even today. How does unity handle this? Wow, yeah, that's deep. So unity, as you probably know, takes a different, more nuanced look at the Bible. What we do is we look at the Bible in what's called a metaphysical fashion. We look at the Bible as it's kind of a library of books that tracks the level of thinking that each and every generation that is talked about and written about in the Bible goes through. And you'll see the changes from the Old Testament to the New Testament. You not only see it in the language that's used and the way it's written, but the types of things that are keyed on. Peace is, in the Old Testament, pretty much relegated by strength, as opposed to peace through love and care and attention and community, which is more associated with the New Testament. So there are changes, and the Bible tracks those particular changes. So early on in the Bible, we talk about things that really are, I think, maybe a little bit more fear-based than they are in the New Testament, and this question, I think, really leans on that idea. So we are to understand that in Genesis 3, there's a story of the Garden of Eden, which is probably well known to you. You probably read it as a child and learned a little bit more about it as you got older. You might have, like my father did, taken a look at it in his older years and just sort of rejected it altogether. Said, this couldn't have happened. How could this possibly have happened? It's crazy. If you do the math, it takes you back about 6,000 years ago where this probably occurred, and we know that that's not true. We're digging up dinosaur bones even today. He was using his sense of what I call the ring of truth to determine whether or not he should give it any efficacy at all, whether or not he should even be thinking about it or listening to it or dealing with it or trying to deal with it. We don't do that. We don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We take a look at it and we try and figure out what the ring of truth might be, sure, but there's a deeper truth behind it, a more nuanced truth behind it. And we call that a metaphysical reading of the Bible. We look at the Bible from a metaphysical standpoint. So we take a look at this situation and we try and determine whether or not it says something to us today, whether or not it has an experience in it, in the stories that can teach us something about today. And I love this story, by the way. I love the Adam and Eve fall story, the falling from the garden story, because we each have our own fall from the garden story, that end of the innocence, which is, we were talking about the Eagles, what a song, the end of the innocence. I mean, we each have that end of the innocence moment where we look at things and go, man, I now have the knowledge to determine that these things really are kind of, not as true as I believe them to be, and as maybe my parents taught, or my teachers taught me to believe. I mean, the thing that comes to mind right now is because I have 6 kids and a bunch of grandkids, 10 grandkids, the issue of Santa Claus, which is like this big coming of age experience, the end of the innocence with Santa Claus. We're all concerned about whether or not it's going to hurt our kids or our grandkids, so we do it gingerly. We tell them gingerly that there is no Santa Claus. Allow them to see these things on their own themselves. I just told Laurel. Did you? Yeah, well, this is a shock to you. I understand. It's the end of the innocence for you. We get to watch it in real time. Yeah. So this story means something to me, even though it is, kind of an interesting and crazy story, because if you have really dug into it like I have, you understand a couple of different things. You understand, first of all, that the snake was right. The snake was telling the truth, that eating from the tree wouldn't kill them. It didn't. It didn't kill them. Eating from the tree wouldn't kill them. No, it did not. It did not. And whoever it was that was telling them that it would was not telling the truth. Yes. And we know who that was. But you see, it's a story. And even though it doesn't have the ring of truth, what does have the ring of truth for me is the end of the innocence. That feeling that there's something that I believed that has now gone its way. It served me for a time and no longer serves me, so I release it. Now, what we do on Ash Wednesday as people who are in this unity faith is that we key on what is true in our lives. And we fast from those things that aren't so true. And let me tell you what we do and how we do that. We recognize and understand that the truth is that God is within us, operating as us. And so we fast from any idea of separation. We hang on this truth on Ash Wednesday, that we are that. We are the light and love and laughter and peace of God. And we fast on anything that tells us that we're not both human and divine. Because that's the message that Jesus brought to this earth to give to each of us. That we too can do these things. And not only can we do them, but we're going to do them. So our promise, when we put the ashes on whatever part of the body that we decide to put them on, is that we too shall do these things that Jesus did and accomplished in his lifetime. We follow the example. We become the example for others. And that's how we live our life. So whoever wrote that question, I got to thank you for the most complicated question I've ever heard from this particular space. And I probably did about 6 minutes, didn't I, Jackie? Yeah, about 6 minutes. That's pretty good for that. I mean, the whole history of humanity in 6 minutes. Not too bad. So let's move to the song. Come on, let's do it.
Good morning, everybody. We are one. We are one. We are all one in God. We are love. We are love. We are all the love of God. Beauty surrounds me, falling at my feet, as I hear the calling of the Holy One in me. We are whole. We are whole. We are all the wholeness of God. We are strength. We are all the strength of God, and beauty surrounds me, falling at my feet as I hear the calling of the Holy One in me. We are made, we are made, we are all made of God. We are one, we are one, we are all one in God. We are, we are, we are.
That was beautiful, thank you. And what a great day to be talking about we are one. The entire world is brought together today with sports and flying down snowy mountains and dancing on ice. And we're all just connected because we are one. Today's daily word, Sunday, February 8, 2026. Determination. My determination takes me far. In every person's life, there will be times of ease and times of struggle. In the tougher times, it's natural to feel discouraged and tempted to give up on plans and dreams. When discouragement sets in, I remember I am fully human and fully divine, a spiritual being endowed with many divine gifts. I fortify myself by invoking my innate qualities of strength and power. They give me the determination to keep going, to stay the course. I can use my body and mind to accomplish what I set out to do, but I also know there is more to me than that. The attributes of God are mine to use. I believe in myself and move forward with determination. The spiritual reference is from Thessalonians. I don't think I quite Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 8. So deeply do we care for you that we are determined to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also our own selves, because you have become very dear to us. And so it is. Amen.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. I'll tell you what, let us take a moment to relax your thoughts as you allow your breath to surrender to that quiet space within. Let us breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. You know, the past is gone. We are free and unbound and unlimited to create the life we desire. We are a living, breathing miracle to the universe that surrounds us with love and support, conspiring for our highest good. It gently reminds us that we are fully divine and fully human. Rooted in the sacred truth, we move forward boldly toward God's highest vision for our lives. We breathe life our intentions, we listen to and still that small voice within, surrounding us with light. We are one, we are holy, and we are just deeply in love with this wonderful plan. And so it is. Let us move into a 2-minute period of silence. Let us open our eyes and say the prayer of St. Francis together slowly. God, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine presence, grant that we may not so much be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is through grace that we are given eternal life. I apologize, I forgot my glasses. Forgive me.
We are creating a world that works for everyone. Yes, we're amazing, and we've just begun to feel the power and freedom to be who we came here to be, as we discover each other and celebrate humanity. We are creating a world that works for everyone. Yes, times are changing. It's a love revolution as we are walking together. Love is leading the way through the fields of compassion to a world that works for everyone. To a world that works for everyone. Together, love is leading the way through the fields of compassion to a world that works for everyone. To that works for everyone.
Well, you know, I like that idea of a world that works for everyone. Yeah, I do. You know, what I think about that, though, is that it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to me to make that happen. I mean, it's not so much that happens to you out in the world or through you out in the world. It's how you respond to it. So this way that we have to see life so that it does work for everyone is all about choices and how you choose to perceive it. And so I like that idea, because that's really what it's about anyway. So, you know, that's a nuance. That's really a nuance around what that phrase means, because one might think, how's that possible? Not everybody's going to like doing the same stuff. You know, a world that looks good to me might not be your ideal space. So, there's a nuance there, you know. I mean, you get to create your space. It's within you. That space is here in your thoughts and your feelings and the way you perceive the world, your worldview. So enough of that. Back to this. Thank you for the song, by the way. You guys are magnificent, truly, truly. So back to the Super Bowl. Now, I do like football, but this is not going to be what the talk's about. But I do want to express to you that there's something about the game that is really exciting, you know, and I don't know that much about football. Well, we have a football coach in here. Coach, how you doing today? You're excited about this, right? Yeah. But I do know the basics. You see, if I were the coach, let's say I'm the offensive coordinator and somebody says to me, what are we supposed to do, coach? I say, well, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to somehow keep all those people on the other side of that line there from tackling the guy with the ball. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's the end of the instructions, you know. You try and move that ball down the field without getting tackled. Well, it's not very nuanced. Not very nuanced. But that's the basics for a great offense. And how about the defense? The defense is even easier, you know? Knock the guy down who's holding the ball. That's it. Just knock him down. So I figured with that knowledge, I could probably coach football. I could probably be a professional coach out there, you know, just knock him down. But I also have enough knowledge about football to know that it's much more nuanced than that. I mean, it is complicated. All of these people, 11 people on each side of that ball, have to figure out how to make this work. They are absolutely in the throes of the game, trying to work as hard as they possibly can to accomplish or execute something that I can't even understand. I mean, there's math involved, there's statistics involved, there's all sorts of stuff going on here. Well, if we do this, you know, it's more likely that history has told us it's more likely it'll fool them than this, or whatever the analogy might be. But there's nuance that I wasn't expressing to you about the offense and defensive aspects of it a moment ago. Keep them from knocking them down, knock them down. So life's like that, though. Life is nuanced. There are all sorts of nuances in life, and you know, some of the things that we forget when we live life is that there is a way to embrace more than one thing, and there's a way to embrace it each and every day. We have an opportunity with so many different things that pop up in our life to embrace more than one aspect of what's going on. Nuances are incredibly important to me because most of you know that I used to practice law, and practicing law was about expressing the nuances in, let's say, the evidence or a person's testimony. And I would remind the jury all the time to watch the way the witness testifies. Watch them. See them. Make sure that they know exactly what's going on, that they're saying this in a way that really makes sense. There's a ring of truth involved, you know. They're not just trying to push forth a story that they didn't live, but they walked through this. You can tell by the way they're emoting, by the way their body language is speaking to you. And I ask them to do that. I mean, these are the nuances of life. They're the nuances of life. You know, you need to take into account all sorts of things, not just one thing. And so when I listen to news and hear journalists ask questions in certain situations, I am often disappointed. Because they ask questions like this: well, is it this way or is it that way? Is it true that you did this and this and this, or did you do this and this and this? They give them two choices. They want you to pick this one or this one. And most of the time I look at it and I think, well, the answer to that's yes. I mean, this is true and so is this. Both these things are true. In fact, there's a whole array of things that are true. And you're asking me to reject this one and say, yes, this must be it. I mean, nuance is lost when you ask questions like that. When you look at life as a black and white situation, it's totally lost. You know, I saw that yesterday in some things that were being reported and the way that they were being reported, and the ire of the people who were listening. Not very objectively, but were listening. And it came as a result of athletes from the U.S. Olympic team being interviewed about what's going on here in the United States of America, what's happening on our streets, and what this, report of this happening in a certain city or in a certain arena or area means to them. And they were critical. Many of the athletes were critical. And they said, there are some things happening here that don't make me happy. I'm not sure where it's all going, and I'm concerned about that. And a lot of people that listened to that said, you are putting America down. But they didn't listen to the rest of that. They didn't listen to the rest of it, because what one athlete said was what all of them stood behind, which was this: the United States of America is more than that, and we're here to show them that that's the truth. Yes. Now that's a nuance. That's, I mean, critical, yeah, but you know what? We have to tell the truth about things, don't we? Don't we have to tell the truth about things? And that statement has a ring of truth to it. Yeah, this is happening, but we're more than that. We're way more than that. You know, we've faced things like this before. We moved through them. I mean, we're strong. We're a group of people that have resolve. You know, we can make changes. We can live changes. We can show people that change is possible. Yeah, you know, Jesus gave us that. He gave us that exact routine. We can show people that change is possible. You know, he brought a consciousness and tried to bring other people into that consciousness and move with more power than he could have done with just himself. You know, today we're talking about a unified or a unity consciousness and how much more powerful it is than just one person, you know, out in the wilderness, you know, screaming. You know, how when people get together and they start moving in principle with a definite intention, it becomes incredibly powerful, and it can be powerful. I mean, that's exactly what Jesus was doing. You know, when he stepped onto the shores of Galilee and saw the fishermen, you know, he says, "Come on, you guys. I see you fishing, but let's be fishers of men. Let's do something different. Let's do something bigger. Come with me. Let's be a part of this thing. Let's unify our belief. Let's unify our actions to change the world. Let's change the world." What a really amazing idea. Let's change the world. So he moved in those circles. He found disciples that were willing to do exactly that. I mean, this story is magnificent. It's absolutely magnificent. He was so committed to this that he was willing to die for it. He found these disciples and he told them things like, "People will know that you are disciples of mine by your love for each other." By your love for each other. I mean, he gave them instructions as to how to attract people into this space where love and light and life was paramount. Where this idea that we could all live as one in a space which looks like heaven being brought to earth, because we do that. We can do that. Why can't we? Jesus was absolutely clear on it. Everything he did, he brought other people into the fold, even those that others wouldn't come near, the lepers, the tax collectors. He dined with people who were outcasts and shunned by others. Fascinating, isn't it? Bring them all. Bring them all. You know, that it sort of reminds me of America. He was gathering people that were cast-offs, you know, and turning them into something that was stronger than an alloy of metals, something stronger and more spiritual and dynamic than just one person. I mean, you look around this room and you say, wow, here's a mix of people, you know, that wouldn't have been here had it not been for the principles that we express here in the United States of America, you know, which is, come on, bring us your tired, you're poor, you're hungry, bring them aboard. I'm not talking about bring us your criminals and emptying your insane asylums. I'm talking about being welcoming to people who want to show everyone that this is more than just what you might think it is. That's what this space is. That's what this place is. You know, when I talk about a unified consciousness, a unity consciousness that can bring about change, I'm talking about you guys. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about bringing forth something that is principle-oriented. And let me just tell you, when I say principles, these are the principles I'm talking about. I'm talking about love and light and life. I'm talking about power and peace and beauty and joy. I'm talking about those aspects of the divine, those aspects of God that show up through each and every person who says, I want to be that. I want to be that. I want to carry those principles that are so life-giving. I want to show the world that that's who I am, and I want to believe it within myself. You know, Jesus said, "These things ye shall do and more." And he was talking about that. He was talking about showing up that way. And when people get together, when there's a group of people that are willing to show up in that way, really powerful things can happen. But I think two things, and I think that idea has been around for a long time. You know, the power of a combined, unified belief is much greater than just one. But the question is, how does that come about? You know, how do we do that? How do we become more powerful? How do we bring about more good? How do we step into the community and make changes that we'd like to see? How do we do it? Well, I think we have to have an intention. I think we have to have a strong, powerful, unified intention. And you know, it's my desire to talk about that at our annual meeting in March, about developing an intention based upon principles that we believe, so that we can step into this world as a unified source of good, so that we can do the things that we've been showing the community we can do for a long time. One of those things is the Eat and Fire Fund. I mean, we stepped in that way to help people to move through some of the disastrous issues that they've been facing. I mean, we want to help. We want to be a part of exactly what it is that people need. And so we developed an intention. We didn't want anybody to sleep out in the cold. We didn't want anybody to go hungry. We didn't want anybody to feel that they were less safe than they could be. And so we had a fund of money, and we still do for people who are feeling that way or experiencing it. We want to do that with other things too. And so we need to set forth an intention for this space based upon the principles that we believe. What do you think about that? Could we be a more powerful resource for the community if we did that? I think we could. I absolutely believe that we can do that. We can do that. So this idea, I think, must begin with us individually. Has to begin with us, which is why I bring it up now, so that we can think about this a little bit before we have our annual meeting. And I'm going to be expressing this not just here today, but in part and parcel with other things that I do. I think it'll be expressed on our Facebook page and our social media as well, and that'll be helpful for everybody to see what direction we might be going so we can get the input that we need. So we start with ourselves. And in that way, with that idea in mind, I put together a meditation that I think can help us to move forward in that way. Are you ready for a little meditation? All right. Now, for me, by the way, this is a labor of love. It's an absolute labor of love for me to do this. But it oftentimes, for me, synthesizes the power of the talk itself in even a much more beautiful and expansive way than the talk can. So I want you to please just relax into your seat. Let's begin by settling gently into this moment. Wherever you are, allow your body to soften. Sink into your seat. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Unfurl your brow, whatever it is you need to relax. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and release it through your mouth. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or take a soft focus on, the beauty that's in front of you here in this space. Breathe in peace. And breathe out anything you no longer need to carry. Unity teaches us that God is not distant, not divided, not withheld. God is the life, the love, the intelligence within us. So take a moment to feel that presence, not as an idea, but as a living awareness right where you are right now. Silently affirm within yourself, the presence of God lives in me now. The presence of God lives in me now. Unity also reminds us that spirituality is not meant to remain hidden inside of us. Truth must be embodied. Love must be lived. And awakening must show up in our lives. So now gently place your attention on your heart center. Feel the rhythm of your breath there. Feel the quiet strength of life moving you. And affirm silently, what God awakens in me expresses through me. What God awakens in me expresses through me. Now imagine that you're standing in a vast field of light. You're not alone. All around you, near and far, are others. Each person is unique. Each one carrying their own story, their own gifts, their own challenges. Notice that each person is also surrounded by light, different colors, different intensities, but they seem to have the same source. No one's light diminishes another's. In fact, something extraordinary happens. As these lights begin to draw closer, they do not merge into sameness, they harmonize. Like a beautiful song, a distinct melody. Feel this truth. Unity does not erase individuality, it amplifies it. Now sense this field of light itself. As each person becomes aware of the same presence, the field grows brighter, stronger, even more coherent. This is the collective consciousness, not forced, not controlled, but emerging naturally because each person is rooted in love. And you realize something important. Together we are not just many, we are powerful. Unity teaches that strength does not come from dominance or agreement, but from alignment. So now gently ask yourself, not with judgment, but with compassion, where's unity asking me to show up more fully in this life? Perhaps in your words, perhaps in your listening, perhaps in your courage to act, perhaps in your willingness to repair or reconcile. There's no right answer, only honest awareness of what's going on inside of you. Now imagine that the light within your heart gently extends outward into your relationships, your community, your workplace, your world. See that light emanating from you. See it showing up as kindness where there was impatience, truth where there was silence, compassion where there was fear, courage where there was hesitation. Unity is not passive. Unity participates. Silently affirm, I allow divine love to take form through me. I allow divine love to take form through me. Now return your awareness again to the collective field. Notice how, as each person allows their light to express, the field becomes resilient, unshakable, creative. This is the strength of togetherness. Not emotional, not sentimental, but grounded in spirit. And you may sense a deep knowing arise that you don't have to carry the world alone. Together we hold one another. Together we rise. Together we heal. Unity reminds us that prayer is not asking for change, it's consenting to the truth within you, as you. It's already there. So now let us consent to that truth together. Silently affirm or softly affirm, we are one in God. We are one in God. The love that lives in me lives in all. The love that lives in me lives in all. What we awaken together transforms the world. What we awaken together transforms the world. Now rest for a moment in silence. No effort, no striving, just awareness. Feel yourself supported by the presence of this singular spirit, this love. Feel supported by the community. Feel supported by life itself. As we begin to return, take a gentle breath in and release it slowly. Bring awareness back to your body, to the room, to this moment, and carry this truth with you. Unity is not an idea we believe. Unity is a life we live. And when it shows up through us together, its strength is greater than anything we could generate alone. Now go ahead and open your eyes. Feel the beauty of the words, the power of this unified consciousness aligned with one another. And so it is. Amen. Now, I know it was a meditation, but it's sort of a inspirational coach's speech, isn't it, Coach? I mean, this is about living life. This is about participating. This is about moving forward. This is about showing anybody and everybody you know what your principles are. I think it's about living with your arms out, ready to embrace. I think it's about the discernment of somebody who knows the ring of truth. I think it's about love. I think it's about you and me together. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. All right. This calls for Claire. Claire, come on forward. Claire's our usheress today. So glad to have you back. Now, don't hit me with that thing. It's been a while since you've done it. There's a list in here, you guys. We're going to welcome these people who have been on our live stream. It's a wonderful thing to have you, Mike O'Brien. So good to have you. Bobby's on. Hey, Bobby. Luann's on too, by the way. Yes. And Charlene from Tennessee. Yay, Tennessee in the house. Ellen Munoz, such a pleasure to know you're with us. Karen and Steve are on. Yay. Norma's here too. You feel her? I feel her. I feel Norma. We got Colleen, and Colleen's coming in from Illinois. Colleen, we miss you. We feel you, though. Julio's here too. He's here, he's not there. That's his seat right there, Norma. He's here. Riva. Oh, man. You know, I think Riva is on our Unity of Pasadena site all the time, and she posts the cutest little responses and stickers and all of that, and I just love that you're inside of us, Riva. And then we have Luce. Luce is here. Luce Garcia was here last week. She was sitting right there. She's here. Luce. All right, you guys. I know there are more of you on, but you might not have shown up. You might not have posted on Facebook or YouTube, and we haven't seen you yet. Or maybe you're watching this later on. You're loved as well. So thank you. All right, Claire, you're here for a reason. All right, so what we're going to do before you walk this aisle and do your thing is we're going to understand that this community is something that we deeply love, we deeply care for, and we support it. We support things that we deeply love and care for, whether they're people or places or entities or places where a consciousness is born and grows, which I think is what Unity of Pasadena is all about. And we do it by saying together our community giving statement. Please put your gift on your heart and say with me, God is the source of my overflowing supply, and I am grateful, and so it is. Thank you, Claire.
Something great is happening, love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion, we're dropped in one ocean, roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stay together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. We're the moment in the greatness. Let's stay Every day's a chance you can do something amazing, to feel that passion blazing. Shine, yeah. Paint with every vision, dance in new directions, explode to new heights in your mind. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your hands and boldly say, come on, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling, be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for the change that we're all creating. In the moment of our greatness, let's stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling, be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts that's waiting for the change that we're all creating. In the moment for our greatness, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Awesome. Come on forward, Claire. So we're just going to spend a second affirming what it is that we do. So we promise to use these tithes and treasures with integrity to support this magnificent space, Unity of Pasadena, as well as the surrounding community, to bring people together, to help people heal, to move into a space where we all recognize and know that we're pulling on the same end of the rope, moving forward into our greater yet to be. We're so grateful for all of this. We're so thankful. We release these words into the law of mind, knowing that they're done. And please join me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, Claire. Thank you. All right, Barbara, you're going to do, Bill, you're going to do it. Come on, Bill, let me set you up here. I think that's about right. Get all my stuff. It's like I moved in.
Thank you. Thank you, Christy and Mitch. Just amazing. Just so amazing. And I'm so glad to be here. So first of all, I put a mask on. I'm not sick, but I don't want to take anything home to my wife and my family. So I'm just doing it for love. So here at Unity of Pasadena, our vision and mission and core values set the intention of our ministry. Let's affirm them together now. Envisioning a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, transforming lives by living and sharing our inner truth of divine wisdom, compassion, and love, using practical spiritual and our core values, creating community, living love, teaching truth, serving spirit. And today, Team D through J is hosting, and our next week team will be K through R. We'll take the lead in providing our hospitality treats, setting up, serving as well, and cleaning up. Thank you for your sacred service. And that means all of us, especially cleaning up. Okay. Our February birthdays. We know at least 4 people having birthdays this month. Shirley Powell, Luann Stevens, Lee Ziebold, and Georgette Brownlee. Any others? Oh. Okay. So let us celebrate you. We'll sing happy birthday now. Yep. Stand up. All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Dear Matthew,
happy birthday to you.
And we have birthday cake to share with everyone at hospitality time. And there's no meeting this Tuesday, February 10th. The Every Other Month Mental Health Networking Group is meeting here, so the group will return on the 17th, and that's for what I call chair dancing. It is a great time to sing, dance, and stretch. And laugh. We could still laugh? Uh-oh. You're laughing at me now. With you. Thursday's meditation. This weekly centering prayer and meditation group continues to meet each Thursday from 5:45 to 6:45. Our bereavement support group. They will meet next Sunday here in the sanctuary at 1 p.m. The repair work hasn't yet begun in the minister's office, but you will be told when it will start. Ash Wednesday, 2026, is a week from Wednesday on February 18th. The theme is, You Are a Child of God. So, Basha and Pinocchio will be traveling on the 4th Sunday of this month, and they plan to be back here the last Sunday in March. Grace, the goddess revealing all creative energy that Karen does. The gathering are returning by popular demand on second Sundays. So those who were not able to attend on Saturday morning last year, Kara Cornfold hopes this time will work for you. Explore the archetypes of goddesses from many different cultures through a metaphysical lens. This can help us apply different aspects of the divine feminine to our daily lives. Mark your calendars. And most importantly, our annual meeting, save the date. Our annual meeting will be at 1 p.m. on Sunday, March 22nd. We'll review the past year, take care of some church business, and talk about our future. Please come. Thank you.
All right, you guys. So we get to stand, please. What we're going to do is we're going to do the silent unity prayer for protection together, and then we're going to sing. What are we going to sing today?
We're going to sing I Choose Love.
I Choose Love. Let's do that. All right, fantastic. So, by the way, if you'd like prayer, our prayer chaplains, and if you're a prayer chaplain, please raise your hand. Our prayer chaplains will come and serve you. If you stay in your seat, we'll step into prayer with you and for you right after service. So just remain in your seat if you want prayer. So please join me in the silent unity prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine, and all is well.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present. It's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I let love be present. I choose love. We are all part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose